Hello, Belgium.
Hi, Belgium. How's it going? How was everyone's holiday?
Good.
Tolerable, hopefully, at the very least.
Yeah, we're alive.
Those are
I
numbers
always
I
In
can
this
live
house,
with.
we aim for the bare minimum.
I always think about this time when I lived in Maine. I was getting on a flight to somewhere and it was super delayed and like by hours and stuff, and it kept getting pushed back, and everybody was getting really frustrated. And I overheard this conversation these two people were having where this woman was just complaining about the wait. And this guy says to her, and I think about this all the time, it's just time. As long as it continues to go on, I'm happy.
Yo,
That's what
that's so deep.
That man was a philosopher.
right? Like I think about that all the time. It's like, yeah, I'm alive. It's happening still. Great.
That man, we need to find that man. He is a modern day Aristotle.
Some
Literally put that
rando
on a
with
bumper
big
sticker.
That is totally bumper sticker worthy. I love it.
It is, right?
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
one of the
So glad
things, one of
nobody
the
gets
little
screwed up
things
like
my mom
this.
got me for Christmas is that we were in Stockbridge the other day, and we had lunch at the Red Lion Inn, which was lovely. But there's this cute little country store type thing there, and they had these those magnetic bumper stickers where it's like ADK Adirondacks or whatever. But the thing she got me and like stuck in my stocking was for the Berkshires, and it was BRK, which is my initials.
More about that.
So that was fun.
Wait, do I
And
know
that's
your real
now on the
name?
back of my car, in addition to my honk if you'd rather be watching The Mummy bumper sticker.
It's Rose.
Yes, I
Yes,
did know that. I was
that's
like, I
me.
definitely have heard it, but then I couldn't remember it. But yes, that is a very Irish middle. I don't know how I forgot that.
Also, fun fact, that's the knitting abbreviation for a brioche knit stitch.
Oh,
I never thought about that till just now.
well, now you know. Or, well, now I know.
Yeah, I hadn't made that connection before. In my head, I say it as bark.
Nice. Yeah. And my sister got me this nice hydro flask for Christmas, so I guess that makes me like officially a Visco girl or something, if those are still a thing.
I was gonna say, is that still a thing?
I mean, I don't know if it's still like a thing, but this is a nice water bottle. It did keep my water very chilly all day at work today. So, regardless of whether or not it's that kind of thing anymore, very useful present. Anyway, our first thing we have listed for today is something that we came up with at the end of last episode, and I think is made even more relevant by the fact that I watched the Muppet Christmas Carol yesterday and just had an awesome time. And I think I Snapchatted both of you about that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what are we doing? I looked at the agenda. Maybe I missed it.
Oh, we're creating our cast for a Muppet version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, that's right. So I will likely have to sit this one out because I do not know many of the Muppets or any of Rocky Horror Show.
Um,
Oh.
But I am all ears.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
I feel like this
I'm
is one
like,
that takes organization. Gotta like list out the characters and
Okay. Well, I already said that Brad and Janet should be the only humans.
I was gonna say, how do you want to start? Do you want to start with like most important characters to least? I almost feel like Frank should be the finale.
Frank should absolutely be
Or,
the finale. We'll get there.
but then we gotta save whatever character we think would be Frank.
There's also like what, 7 characters?
Yeah.
I think we can do this. I might have to actually write things down, but we can definitely do this.
But that's why, yeah, I started to take notes. It's like, okay, so
That's why I have the little notepad and pen next to my keyboard, especially on podcast nights, because we always come up with
Frank,
so many random things. Okay.
Riffraff, Penta, Columbia, Eddie, the criminologist.
Yeah, yeah. He's part of it. He's necessary.
I know, it's just funny. Hadn't thought about him before. And Dr. Scott. Rocky, obviously.
Of course.
I think that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, don't really need a lot of manpower for this one. And then just, the Jim Henson Creature Shop can go.
Sorry,
The Jim
I was
Henson
laughing.
Creature Shop can just go ham and do whatever they want for the sort of background characters.
I was laughing because you said manpower. That made me think of the end of Hot Fuzz. You don't mind a bit of manpower too.
Love that movie. Anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay. So Brad and Janet are the only humans.
Okay.
Who do we want them to be?
Oh.
We do have to cast them.
Okay. Somehow that's tougher to me because, like, at least with the Muppets, you're picking from a finite pool of characters.
Now I'm thinking, like, who can kind of sing, but also, like, does it matter that much? It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be classically trained, I suppose.
Yeah, no. Huh. Yeah, that one's hard.
That one is tough.
I didn't actually think about,
Yeah, no, it just sort of dawned on me. Because I think it's funny if they're the only humans, but now we have to, like, actually deal with that.
Yeah, it's like Muppet Christmas Carol. We got Michael Caine.
Oh my... I love that movie so much. He's taking it so seriously.
He's really just acting his little heart out.
He is. It's absolutely wonderful. Also, shout out to the person, I'll link this tweet in the description, shout out to the person on Twitter who pointed out that Sir Michael Caine has been in so many bad movies, but he has also never once phoned it in for a performance.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, nice. Good for him.
You always gotta go 100%. 110%.
I dig it. King. Absolute king shit. Okay. I'm, like, trying to think. I'm, like, looking at my movie shelf to see if I have, like, any inspiration.
Yeah, it's just like, when you try to think of a thing, and then all of a sudden you forget that whatever that thing is, like...
As soon as someone says, what do you want for your birthday? It's like, I've never wanted anything in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, though.
There's got to be a word for that. We need to figure out what the word for that is, because we talked about it
I came up
a
with a
lot.
word for things you only remember in the car.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was in an old podcast episode, and the funny thing is, I can't remember what it was.
That's funny, but you're not in the car.
I'm not in the car, so does it matter? I suppose not.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm tired. Who are actors?
Andrew Garfield could be Brad. He can sing. He's kind of geeky looking in a cute
I
way.
didn't even think about singing.
It is a musical.
You know, this is just because I just saw West Side Story yesterday.
Oh, was it good? I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Ansel Elgort. Like, I was surprised that he was actually a good singer. I think he would make an interesting Brad.
But also, didn't he do something sketchy?
I don't know. You know, I don't pay attention to their personal lives.
I pay attention because I feel immense guilt if I don't.
Yeah, I really don't care about celebrities' personal lives one bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe Andrew Garfield, or maybe like Tom Holland.
Does Tom Holland sing?
Yes. He was Billy Elliot.
Oh, I didn't know that. Learning things.
The more you know.
The shooting star.
Yeah, so any one of those sort of white boy of the month.
Yeah.
Could probably be Brad. I'm gonna lean towards Andrew Garfield since he's having a real hot moment right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you need a guy that's kind of like a little bit more of a traditionally masculine man, if you know what I mean. More like square jaw, broad shoulder.
That is really.
Yeah.
That is not how I think. Like, I mean, I know in the original movie, he's like, kind of like Clark Kent looking dude, but like that's not how I like think of the character at all. Like that man's a loser.
Well, yeah, he is, but he's still like he doesn't have like somebody who doesn't have as much of a baby face, I guess.
Okay.
Is more what I mean now that I'm thinking it through.
Hmm.
Because it's more like Barry Bostwick. Although I guess it doesn't have to be like Barry Bostwick, but just my thinking. Weirdly, the very first name that came to my mind was Timothy Chalamet.
I mean, that's certainly a white boy of the month.
Yeah. Although he's like the opposite of what I
Yeah.
just said. Yeah, you could. That's just the kind of role where you could really insert any white dude and it's probably gonna work.
Okay, so we're just gonna reserve that spot for whoever the white boy of the month is at the time.
Sure. Yeah. But
You know,
then
let's keep it topical. Let's have Zendaya be Janet, because she can definitely sing.
Oh. Oh yeah, she was in Greatest Showman.
That she was.
Yes, I knew that she could sing. That's right.
Yeah, no, I think she could do it. I think she'd be fun.
I mean, she would be. I feel like the person that plays Janet needs to be ditzy, and I feel like Zendaya has like a very intelligent, like she carries herself in an intelligent way.
She does, and that's the thing. Like, but also we've never seen her in a role of like the ditzy best friend or whatever. So like, could she be? We don't know.
Yeah, I would. Just what I've seen of her, I would have trouble believing her as being ditzy.
This is also true.
It's quite possible we just don't know her range.
I'm also just like I'm trying to think of another like popular actress, and literally none is coming to mind.
I can't think of people when I gotta think of people.
I'm like, I think Zendaya. Maybe Florence Pugh.
Huh.
She could rock the fit at the very least.
Yeah. She'd be cool. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, like, people I've seen in musicals, because then I know they could...
But also... I love musicals, but I love the fact that movie music, like, I like a lot of movie musicals, but I also have such beef with the way some of them are executed.
Yeah.
But that's just me being a Broadway snob.
I don't actually know her name, because I've never seen her or anything, but actually, the girl that played Maria in West Side Story, fantastic.
Oh, Rachel... It's like...
With a Z.
Yeah, no, like, she's like a... she's like a Broadway person, which is the only reason why I know her.
I think she could play ditzy, because she's very kind of young looking. And
yeah, okay, we're gonna go, I think it's Zelger? Rachel Zelger? We're gonna go Rachel Zelger and White Boy of the Month.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I can live with that. Okay, now on to the fun part, casting Muppets.
Okay.
Let's start with the criminologist, because that's the first person you see.
Okay.
I think it should be Sam the Eagle.
That's what I was gonna say! Sam the Eagle is like my favorite.
Yes!
I love him so much.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, I'm gonna write these down, because I'm gonna have to edit these in later. Criminologist is Sam the Eagle. Zach, you should keep track of how many times we're like on the same wavelength about this, because I get the feeling it's gonna happen often.
I literally am so out of my element right now. Like,
I
all
feel
this is going
bad.
so far over my head.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't feel bad.
Yeah, I would say we should all watch Rocky Horror together, but it needs to be in person. You can't just...
Yeah. Sam the Eagle. Hell yeah, dude.
Keeping a list here. Yeah. Sam the Eagle is the criminal. I'm just picturing it.
This wouldn't work, but it would be funny if it was like this wouldn't work, but it'd be funny if it was a Swedish chef. And you just be even more confused because the movie has no plot, there's just vibes.
Sam the Eagle has like an excess of neck in a way.
Yeah, but you could just put him in like a really high starched collar.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll make it go
I think you can work around it. Unless you want to have, like, dual criminologists with Statler and Waldorf. That could also be funny.
That was my number 2 choice, the Statler and Waldorf.
We are absolutely killing it here. I'm still gonna say Sam the Eagle, though, because I think that'd be funnier.
Yeah, no, he's the best choice.
Okay. Now I'm just trying to think of, like, characters in order of appearance.
Riff Raff?
That sounds right.
Because they greet him at the door. He greets him at the door. I actually didn't think about this in advance either, so...
I didn't think about it too much in advance, but I think it's more fun that way. I have 2 ideas. Either
That's hard.
Gonzo
Okay.
or Animal.
I was thinking about it.
I don't know how well it would work having Animal sing the Time Warp, because Animal's fun, but you have to have that song be like, you have to be able to hear the words.
Well, and so that's why actually, so Animal was what I was thinking, but my second choice, I was actually sort of thinking about Pepe. I feel like he might be a fun riffraff. It's fun to imagine.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
That's the problem. Like, a lot of the other characters I really like, you can't understand them.
Yeah. It is the problem.
But
That's the joke with several of them.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose Gonzo would make sense, too.
I'm gonna say Gonzo, because I just had a better idea of what to do with Animal. We'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, Gonzo... I feel like his voice isn't quite right. I think that's what's catching me on it.
Which one's Pepe again? I feel like I have the right guy.
Prawn.
Huh?
Pepe the King Prawn.
Yeah.
I just heard an avalanche in my bedroom again. I swear. I heard my racing medals tinkling, so I know what they knocked over, though, so...
Cute. I mean, I'm gonna say Gonzo, just because I think it would work.
I don't know.
I'm also just imagining him, like, pressed up against the window and the, like, There's a Light song, and I think and the image in my mind is really funny.
Yeah. His voice is just so soothing, though, and just, like, even.
Riff Raff or Gonzo?
Huh?
Riff Raff or Gonzo?
Gonzo!
Oh, really? That is not the word. That is not how I would describe his voice, but okay.
It's not like Pepe. I was trying to think of where, like...
I also, like, can't take Pepe seriously because of the friggin' Rare Pepe's memes. I hear that name, and I'm just like, nah, that's not real.
He's the King Prawn with a really strong, like, Mexican accent.
Yeah.
He's also like I think Lothario is the right word.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Gonzo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do we do if we don't agree, though? Because we don't have a tiebreaker.
Zach.
Gonzo.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I literally don't know anything about these people.
You've never
Or
watched a
Muppet.
Muppet movie?
Nope.
They're amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I love
Muppet
the
Treasure
Muppets.
Island. Muppet Treasure Island is one of my favorite movies.
Also, the OG Muppet Show slaps so hard. It's fantastic. And, like, Steve Martin was on it. John Cleese.
Is Kermit a Muppet?
Yes, Kermit is a Muppet.
Okay, I know that one.
Mark Hamill was on the OG Muppet Show. Elton John. Like, the list of amazing people that have been on the OG Muppet Show is endless. Freaking Julie Andrews? What? Yeah, I love the Muppet movies, and I love the OG Muppet Show so very much. That's another thing we all have to watch together. We have to watch Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh man. so much.
Tim Curry. God himself.
I'll watch anything with Tim Curry.
The mood always. Okay, who's Magenta?
Putting her in order on my list. I actually have to look at a list of Muppets for like ideas because I can't just generate them in my head. Huh. There aren't that many female Muppets. Although I suppose we could just be
Wait, I know Miss Piggy. I know that one too.
Hell yeah.
Right? That's a Muppet, right?
Yes, and I think I know where I want to put her as well.
maybe we throw in Camilla this.
I
Huh?
know two Muppets.
Oh, okay, that'd be kind of funny. But also, who's
Although
the?
I don't know if Camilla's better as Magenta or Columbia.
I think Miss Piggy should be Columbia.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Because she could rock that fit, and also she gets a killer dance sequence.
That is also kind of what I was thinking.
I love it. Thank you.
You're writing down Miss Piggy for Columbia.
Yes, I am.
What do you think of Camilla for Magenta?
I think that would be really funny.
Yeah.
Especially if Gonzo is a riffraff.
Right?
Yeah, that's okay. That's what we're doing. It doesn't matter if she's not supposed. If her dialogue is supposed to be unintelligible, we will work around it.
It's fine. It's a lot of clucking. She communicates a lot of emotion with her clucks. Okay?
You know what? Yeah, you know what? It'll be fine. Okay. We're saving Frank for last. So then I guess that brings us to Rocky.
We didn't do Dr. Scott. Or Eddie.
I mean, they appear after the emergence of Rocky, but if we want to like build
Right, we were going in order.
But if we want to build to Rocky, we can also do that.
Yeah, I forgot we were going in order.
I think Animal should be Rocky.
I have a controversial suggestion. Hear me out.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Sweetums.
Yes! That's even better.
Or Beaker. Oh my god. It's I see it in my head and it's beautiful.
But my thing is, because of the way that Beaker is set up as an actual, like as an actual puppet, how would that work?
What do you mean?
Like, because Beaker is, like, a person underneath a piece of felt, essentially.
Yeah.
And a huge part of Rocky is the gold Speedo. How do we get around this?
I think you can get him on the costume.
I don't know, I think the idea of Beaker as Rocky is absolutely hilarious. I just think...
You know...
I feel like I need a more human shape.
Maybe, we can make Dr. Bunsen Dr. Scott, and then Beaker just kind of, like, comes as part of the package deal.
Yeah. Okay, I'm writing that down.
I like to do that with the Muppets, you know? Like, putting in Statler and Waldorf. And Muppet Christmas Carol.
Instead of just one Marley.
Mm-hmm. They're Marley.
And Marley. I made my mom watch the Muppet Christmas Carol, and she did fall asleep during some parts. But overall she liked it, and which I will take as a victory.
Yeah, that's a win. So for Rocky, then...
I think it should be either Sweetums or Animal.
Just seeing going down the list to see if I missed anybody that would be good. In case there's somebody I forgot.
Because there's...
It's really fun, because then I just keep imagining people like the Swedish Chef.
This is delightful. Yeah, no, because, like, Rocky does technically have a song. Are you okay?
Uncle Deadly.
That's too far.
That's just funny, though.
That's a bridge too far.
so much. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other characters that we forgot that are jumping out. I mean, if there's, of course, dozens and dozens of them, but...
This is true. I personally think Animal would be the funniest, because you could definitely, like... Rocky's song is not that complicated, and, like, you know, Animal does talk.
Yeah.
And I really, like, I think that, like, having him kind of, like, sing through that one song would definitely work.
Yeah, I think Sweetums would be funny, but it just isn't as realistic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Animal.
Okay, then we should probably do Eddie.
Yes.
Although, really, Animal would work well for Eddie.
He also would work well for Eddie. But also, that song, like, you gotta have the really snappy lyrics, because that's, like...
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of the music part of things.
Mm.
Kermit.
Interesting. I was gonna put Kermit somewhere else, but okay.
Oh, well, we only have one left, so...
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about it because we got Miss Piggy as Magenta.
This is true. That's my thing. I don't know who else, but I guess I'm just gonna, like, spoil my, like, big idea here. I think Kermit as Frank would be so funny.
Yeah, I've just been going through one at a time, and I didn't really have anybody in mind for Frank yet.
Yeah, I just feel like that'd work so well.
So I just keep seeing names and laughing because I'm imagining. Yeah, because I don't know who else I would suggest for Rocky. It's just, I think it's just tricky because in pretty much every Muppets movie, Kermit and Miss Piggy are like paired together.
This is true.
And so if you have Kermit as Rocky, it kind of, with having Miss Piggy as Magenta, is a little...
I completely agree with you. My thing then is just, like, who's gonna be Frank?
Yeah. Rizzo?
Scooter!
Oh, he's too pure.
He is too pure. No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
I know you're not vibing on Pepe. I think Pepe would make a good Frank too.
Actually,
because he's like the most weirdly sexual Muppet.
You're okay. Yeah, you're completely right. Eddie is Kermit.
What?
Frank is Pepe.
Wait, Muppets have sex laws?
Apparently.
He's like, think about like Pepe Le Pew as a character. I'm assuming you're familiar with Pepe Le Pew.
Yep.
I know why he's bad.
Yeah,
Bro.
he's a little gross, but
Yeah.
We did have a.
But he's bad because his. I don't know. I don't know too much about any of this stuff. I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, I only mention that as a comparison because they both have that sort of like, yeah, this is like for kids, but also at the same time, they're like very focused on women kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. I think this is beautiful. I think what we have come up with here is absolutely beautiful. And Zach, I hope this will make sense once we, as a group, watch both the Rocky Horror Picture Show and several Muppet movies.
Yes.
First of which being Muppet Treasure Island.
Although, what would be the appropriate order? Rocky Horror or Muppets first?
I was thinking
Ooh.
Rocky Horror if you're replacing Rocky Horror characters with Muppets characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But maybe knowing all the Muppet characters first and then seeing Rocky Horror and kind of imagining yourself where they would fit.
The question is, where do you know Tim Curry from to begin with, Zach?
Hello.
Tim Curry? We have the honor of introducing this man to Tim Curry.
Here's the thing. I've probably seen I've probably seen Tim Curry before. I just can't picture the name or face or anything he's been in.
Have you seen Home Alone 2?
Yes.
That's usually one people have seen. He's the, like, what do you call him? Like the hotel manager? Is that his job?
Hang on. Let me look him up. I'm sure once I see his face, I'm gonna be like, oh, this guy.
Or the movie
Just give me-
Clue.
I love the movie Clue. So that'd be another great movie to do with the Muppets.
Oh, this guy. He was in Psych. He was in an episode of Psych.
Oh yeah.
I know that.
Is that the episode with the robe?
I've definitely seen him in other. Yes.
That's like the only episode of Psych I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's like a talent judge or something, and everybody hates him, and then they keep trying to kill him.
Beautiful.
But yes, no, I've definitely seen him in other things besides Psych and Home Alone 2.
Yeah, we gotta hold back that Muppet Clue for another episode.
Yeah, that'll be a good. That will only be when Zach, you know what we are talking about. But hey, Zach, you get to be in charge for our entire next segment, which is ranking the states of New England.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to do this.
Quickly before we get into that, do we know anybody who's like a good artist that can draw up a poster for Muppet Rocky Horror? Because I think that would be amazing.
My sister probably could if she has the time.
There's this cool account on Instagram that's called Cartoon a la Rocky Horror. And the like local Rocky Horror troupe that I like have gone to see a couple times, like gave them a shout out because like I guess they're like all the way in Australia, but they're like whoever runs this account is like particularly is just like huge fans of the group that like performs here in Albany for whatever reason.
Mhm.
And I'm like 99% sure that they have drawn like Kermit as Frank at some point on their Instagram. Like it's cool stuff. So yeah, if you like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, check out that account. It's got some real cool drawings.
I would love to have like a drawing of that to like hang on my wall.
That's delightful. Actually, yeah, that's delightful. But also, if you're gonna have it be a poster, you would probably have to cast Muppet, Brad, and Janet. But whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, sorry to interrupt our next segment, but I think that
I do here. Actually, let me stream this for you guys because I couldn't find a tier list of just the states of New England. I could only find a tier list of all 50 states. So we're just gonna use the states of New England and ignore the rest.
Yeah, who needs them?
Yeah, screw those guys.
Says
Anyway.
the New Yorker now in Virginia.
But yeah, here, let me stream this for y'all.
you realize we can very easily make some enemies with this.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Here. Okay, great. So now let me stream it. Does that make a difference? There we go. Okay. Go live. Yay! Can we all see that, friends? If you
Yes.
watch stream.
It's a lot of states.
Ooh. I just realized that I don't know if
If you can fix it.
I full screened our Discord call this entire time. It's fine. Everyone could just see the sidebar with all the nerdy Discords that I'm in. Whatever. Anyway. So here, let me...
So, is there... Okay, I'm already noticing a potential problem.
Do tell. What do we got?
There's 6 states and 5 ranky thingies.
Oh, I
Oh,
can
but
add one.
it's not like you can...
Let me...
It's just like when we did the Beatles albums. You can have
Oh,
Oh, but no, here,
Okay.
I can also...
well, but the other thing I was thinking of is like, not like... I don't know, I was thinking like 1 through 6.
I can change that here. Hold on. Y'all can still see this, correct?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, beautiful. I'm like... should have thought of this before we started, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I keep thinking I have to click there to change it, but I don't. Okay, beautiful. What do we
We
got?
are ready to go.
We are
We're ready to go.
ready. Here's what we. Here, I'm moving this to my. To where
Ooh.
beautiful. Oh wait, actually, what if I do this instead? Haha. Important question. Are y'all seeing yourselves?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
well,
on the
we're just
side,
gonna live
yeah.
with that.
Yeah, that looks good to me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Zach,
So
take
I
it.
am fairly certain Bridget and I will have the same top state. I'm almost 100% certain, but I don't know about Brooks.
I mean, do we all
That
want to
should
say
be
it?
obvious.
See, I'm kind of thinking Brooks is not going to be where Bridget is.
I mean, mine's kind of a tie, if I'm being completely honest.
Okay, so here's my predictions. My prediction is this. Bridget is going to be tied between Massachusetts and Maine, and Brooks is going to be all in on Maine.
Mm-hmm.
You are completely correct.
Yeah, yeah.
You are
Okay.
completely correct.
Which is going to be interesting because I'm all in on Massachusetts.
Oh boy, here we go.
So Bridget's going to kind of have her foot in both camps and probably end up having to tiebreak this thing.
Here's my
Interesting.
thing. Maine is the Stephen King state.
Mhm.
And that does make
Mhm.
me very happy. But I love Cape Cod so much. And also Massachusetts has Boston and Salem. Think I'm gonna have to go Massachusetts.
No
Well,
way.
I was gonna say, like, especially considering just like how prevalent like your Irish heritage is in your family and whatnot. I mean, if there is one place where you can be more Irish than you are in Ireland, it's Boston.
It's Boston.
Yeah, like that is literally what like during the troubles, they were literally passing around jars to collect money in the pubs in Boston to support the IRA. Like it is.
We do stand the only valid Republicans.
But yeah, I don't know. Massachusetts will always have a special place in my heart.
I'm
By
gonna say
far,
Massachusetts
not
number
my
one.
favorite New England state. Yeah.
You know, like I love Boston. I do. That was the one city I wanted to move to when I finished school. I almost did. But at the same time, that's one city in an entire state.
Salem.
Yeah, okay, two cities in an entire state, but you're not talking about the state as a whole. I'm talking about Maine as a whole ass state.
And I agree. I get the logic,
And Cape
but
Cod. There's so many
mm,
places in Massachusetts I
I
love.
I've over the years I've gotten to know the Massachusetts North Shore, um, and it is just a lovely place, even when you are like on the New Hampshire border, um, which at that point you're a good hour or so from Boston. Actually, probably more than that. But I
Stockbridge. I
don't
love
know.
Stockbridge. Stockbridge,
Yeah,
Massachusetts is great. Falmouth. There's a ton of places in Massachusetts I love.
I feel
I
like
don't,
Maine has such an identity though.
it
Like
is.
it's unique from all the other New England states in that it has just like it has so many unique aspects to it. It's a place where most people never actually go to in their lives. And so it's got kind of this like isolated um I don't know, there's just something about it. It's 90% forest,
That is
which
pretty
is
Yeah,
sick.
but the reason most people don't go to it, right, is because it's so tucked away. Like that's just its geography.
Yeah, but I mean that the fact that it is tucked away though has like created an interesting culture around it. And
Yeah, but
you got all the lobster, first of all, the lobster pounds and the lobster rolls. So good.
okay, but I mean, isn't Boston also known for, I mean, I guess known for its clam chowder and beans, but seafood in general?
That was just the beginning of my list. That was the
Okay,
first item.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was my very first item. Um, and then, you got places like Bar Harbor, which is, very beautiful, scenic. You can go whale watching and puffin watching. You've got,
Fuck
you
with a
know,
good.
one of the, I think it's the biggest national park on the eastern half of the country.
Acadia.
Acadia, yep.
Love Acadia.
Um, on Mount Desert Island, which is just so much beauty. You got all the moose up there, which you don't get in a lot of states, which is just dangerous, I suppose, more than anything.
It should
Um,
be meese, by the way. The plural of moose should be meese.
oh, that's the plural used for mice or mouses.
Interesting. We're gonna have to figure that out later.
Yeah, that's in Muppet Christmas Carol. They call themselves Mises.
Yeah.
um, there's not only a unique accent that Mainers have, but also their own like set of language, like things they say there that people that are from away don't understand.
Like what?
I
Like for some reason they use the word dooryard. I don't know why. That's what they call their yard. Not quite sure why that's the case. Just stuff like that.
Interesting.
Um, you have unique things you can't get there anywhere else, like Moxie, which is a super old soda that used to be a medicine. It tastes like a combination of Coke and cough syrup. It's terrible, and I love it. Uh,
I
you got the
love
very
I
special weird snapper
I
hot
love the
dogs.
old United States where you could just do anything. Like you could just say anything and people would buy it. Like the old West. Someone would roll up on a horse and just be like, "Yeah, I'm a doctor." And everyone's like, "Okay, great. No need to verify that."
Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like as a whole, as a state, it has a certain kind of identity. And I think part of that is because it doesn't really have big cities. Because like even the big cities aren't very big cities.
Yeah, but in terms of states that don't have big cities, I think Wyoming's got main beat. Because like the population of
Like,
Cheyenne compared to like Portland is pretty much the same.
but it's the combination of things. It's not just not having big cities. It's not having big cities in combination with all these other things, right? Because you can say Massachusetts also has like good seafood and stuff like that, but they also have a lot of giant cities where people are constantly traveling through there.
Yeah.
Um, and the term, and again, I do love Boston,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
the term masshole exists for a reason. They are not the nicest people, whereas Mainers are lovely and very welcoming.
Yeah. But also like Fenway and the Museum of Science
Ooh.
and Newburyport. Newburyport is gorgeous. And like there's Cape Cod, which I do not think I have been to Cape Cod to this day.
Oh my god, I love Cape Cod so
I
much.
still need to go. Um, I don't know. I think for me it's much more subjective because I just feel very at home in Massachusetts. Like I remember when I was living in New York and I would go to visit and like it would take me, maybe 45 minutes or an hour to get from where I was, in upstate to cross the border. But like once I crossed the border and saw like the Welcome to Massachusetts
I
sign,
love that
literally I just
sign.
kind of I
Massachusetts welcomes
felt
you.
like I felt my shoulders just like relax in a way that I didn't know they were tense before. I don't know. I feel very at home there.
I do love Massachusetts.
I mean, of course, I'm going to be biased because I actually lived in Maine. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I comparatively haven't spent nearly as much time in Massachusetts.
But we are gonna have to put something in position one.
Yeah. I actually had Massachusetts as my third.
Ooh,
Interesting.
it's a
It's
hot
it's it's solely because of Boston that's even up there.
Are you New Hampshire second?
Well, it's not time yet. I can't spoil it.
Well, all right. I think
Unless we'd like to argue some more.
I don't think any of us is going to change our minds.
Okay, well, in that case, it's just 2 against 1.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling though I'm gonna get outvoted pretty hard on the second one.
Second's Maine. The
I don't
second is
know.
Maine.
Where does everybody else stand?
I chose Rhode Island.
Oh my God, me too. Wait, that makes me so happy. I was seriously like totally ready to get totally clobbered on the second ballot, and like
Oh, I love Rhode Island.
me
I know
too.
nothing about Rhode Island. I don't even think I've ever been
I,
there.
I love.
Actually,
I think
I
Bridget's
probably
face
have.
was the funniest. But yeah, Providence is gorgeous, and they have lovely little vegan restaurants all over the state, and it is very close to Massachusetts.
I swear I've walked every square mile of downtown Providence.
Oh, it's so pretty, and so yeah, I
Good place.
I love Providence a lot.
I could
I feel like I've been the same thing. Like I don't think there's a square block of Providence that I haven't walked at this point.
well, I saw you put Rhode Island as 2, but what about Maine? Since
I
I
mean,
had it
I'm
as 1, you
deferring
had it
to
as 2.
majority rules.
Well, no, but I'm saying since I ranked it as 1 and you ranked it as 2, that's still higher than 2 seconds for Rhode Island.
Would
Well,
we?
that's up to you guys.
When you put it like that, that feels fair. I am
Yeah.
comfortable with this.
Yeah, because Maine was my no, Maine was because my third was New Hampshire.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah,
My third was Vermont.
I'm gonna be
is there
honest.
is there a way that we can put multiple ones like multiple of the same state and we can kind of do our own rankings and like compare and contrast?
We should have thought of that
So
beforehand.
like having like two Massachusettses up
Massachusetts.
top and then and then one Maine up top as well.
Not unless I open a bunch of tabs. And
Okay.
that's going to get very confusing very quickly. So I think we're just going to have to do a group ranking
Yeah.
round 1.
And to be honest, I mean Maine, I do like Maine, but it is I think New Hampshire, I'm sorry, is third for me.
Here's the thing, my personal third would have been Vermont, but if y'all are both
If
saying
we're just like, yeah,
but if y'all are both saying Rhode Island third or Rhode Island second, then that's going to overtake my Vermont third.
I'm just so surprised I had consensus on Rhode Island as a second choice. That was not expected at all. But Aver, because it's just so small. I mean, it doesn't really come up in like the national conversation, but
Hmm.
it's a great state. Even though like I actually did look this up at one point because I was curious. I like opened a map and I took like two towns. I made them like as far away as possible. I was like, how long can you drive like from point A to point B and stay in Rhode Island? It's literally not more than like an hour.
Doesn't shock me.
Like from the little islands like Newport or whatever all the way up to the corner of like Massachusetts and Connecticut. It's like an hour.
What a great little state.
I know.
Yeah, I
One of
personally
my
say
good friends
Vermont
in college.
next, but what do y'all think?
I would go New Hampshire. Because yeah,
No love for Vermont?
I like it. See, here's the thing, right? None of these rankings are because I dislike the other
No,
states.
I know.
Like all of New England.
I just absolutely love Vermont cuz like I don't know, I think Vermont, I think like, maple and white Christmas. Both things that make me
It's so
happy.
funny because I will like even though Bernie Sanders is from Vermont, I will always associate him with New Hampshire because that's where I saw him.
Of
Like,
course.
like I, at one point I did go to New Hampshire to see him speak, and so even though he's not from New Hampshire, like in my head, he now has that association. I don't know, Brooks, where do you stand on a fourth ranking?
I don't have a particularly strong feeling toward the last three, simply because I've been in all of them, but I haven't spent any significant time in them to really have any sort of strong opinion on them.
Yeah.
I've spent a
They
fair
were
amount of time
primarily
in
states
Vermont.
that I drove through to get to Maine. I'm driving between Ohio and Vermont.
I've spent a fair amount of time in Vermont. Also, we watched White Christmas on the 25th, and God, I love that movie.
It seems well, okay, so Bridget, what would be your fifth one then?
Probably New Hampshire.
So are we all kind of consensus that Connecticut is last?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are banished.
And yeah, for me, it's one of those things where like Connecticut, it's the same thing. The state I've spent the least amount of time
Yeah, I've
in.
barely been to
Um,
Connecticut. I've like driven through Connecticut. I think I looked at one
yeah,
college in Connecticut.
I like spent a weekend in like New Haven for a tournament, and like it wasn't bad, but it gave me more New Jersey vibes than it did New England vibes.
New Haven is pretty.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying that New Jersey is not pretty,
Yeah,
but
no, New Haven's very pretty. I will 100% give them that. I've just barely, like, I
yeah,
haven't spent any time there. Like,
yeah,
in
no,
any
it's
kind
just
of meaningful
I
way.
don't know the state that well. What I do know, and this is going to be very random but off topic, but Antonio Delgado's congressional district here in New York is more square miles than Connecticut and Rhode Island combined,
Interesting.
which is ridiculous.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah. So, I think Vermont should be fourth. Just putting that out there.
I think Brooks is going to have to be the tiebreaker here.
I am somewhat more inclined toward Vermont from the limited time I've spent in them. Again, it's mostly been driving through, but stopping along the way at various restaurants and fun little shops and things. I've just enjoyed Vermont more,
Fair.
but I'm not super strong on it. It's almost like you when you picked between Gonzo and
Yeah, it's like
like this is my gut feeling.
when I
I,
picked, I literally had no, I don't even know like what animal they're supposed. Are Muppets supposed to be animals? Like I
some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
don't know.
Some of them are just
Most
sort
The
of
little I
creatures.
know.
Like Gonzo's not anything.
Yeah.
He's just a blue weirdo with a big nose.
Really? I thought he was some kind of bird.
Oh no, that's the big joke is that they don't know what he is.
Oh, fun.
They've made that joke in multiple Muppet stuff, movies and shows.
Shows how much
All
attention I've been
right.
paying.
Well, we have our list.
We have our. I think this is a very fair list.
Yeah,
I genuinely thought I was gonna like, not to totally beat a dead horse, but I really thought Rhode Island was gonna get pushed to like five or six, and I was
This
gonna
is
get
like this is
totally
pretty
like
close to
routed.
what my personal list would be, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. Like for me personally, it'd be like Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, Connecticut. This is
Mine,
like roughly where I'd put everything.
I would say Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Just because I haven't spent a lot of time in Rhode Island.
Yeah, no, which is fair. It's one of those places. Well, see here, what's sad about Providence, it's like unless you have reason to go there, like I think unless you have somebody in your life like Brooks or myself who's just gonna talk it up to no end, like just on while you're scrolling like the small cities of America, you know, it's not necessarily going to pop out as much, but that's not by any fault of its own. It should. It's a wonderful place.
the stuffies. I like when you go to a new place that you've never been to before and they have some sort of like local food item that you've never heard of. And in Providence, that's stuffies. where they take
Interesting.
the quahog clams and they take the clam out of it and they like cut it up and mix it with a bunch of stuff and they bake it back in the clamshell. So
So it's like the twice baked potato of clams.
well, no, because it's not cooked first.
Oh my god.
They
Okay.
just take it out, they dice it up, and they mix it with like stuffing things, and they put it back in the clam and bake it in the clam.
Okay.
They're really good.
Would we like to move on to the final little game that Zach has prepared for us?
I have prepared literally final hour.
This is gonna be
I
great.
am curious. I know Bridget, you said you knew a little Bob Dylan,
Yeah, I know.
but like,
Like I know the hits and then a few deep cuts, but like
okay.
not a ton. I just
And
am a fan.
does
Yeah,
Brooke
I
know
like
anyone?
whatever Bob Dylan I've heard on the radio here or there. I've never sought him
Yeah.
out, and I know absolutely nothing about Lil Wayne
I've heard one Little Wayne
except that
song,
he is a
and I do
person.
not
Wait,
remember it
okay.
whatsoever.
Now I'm curious. Do you remember which song it is?
It was like Teach You How to Love or something.
Okay. All right. So I have these quotes. Um,
And we have to guess: is it Bob
yes.
Dylan or is it Lil Wayne?
Yes.
And apparently,
Yes.
it's
I
harder
didn't
than it
explain the game.
sounds.
I'm really hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that I don't get completely routed here and just like go 0 for 12, but we'll see. Okay.
Hit
So
me with it.
some of these are like one line, but most of them are like at least a few. I've got a couple like full stanzas in here, so this is gonna be fun.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so the first one is better stay away from those that carry around a fire hose, keep a clean nose, watch the plain clothes. You don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I'd go Dylan too on that.
That is Dylan. That is Bob Dylan's Subterranean Homesick Blues.
Love
It's one of my favorite
my man
songs by
Dylan.
him. All right.
I think my
This
favorite
one's
Bob Dylan song is My Back Pages.
very fair. All right, this
Anyway,
one's definitely shorter. Um, it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. A light I never knowed.
Lil Wayne.
Bob Dylan.
It's Bob Dylan.
I
That is
was
Bob
getting the
Dylan.
love just alternating.
That is Bob Dylan's Don't Think Twice, It's All Right.
Oh, I love that song.
It's a very pretty song.
It's weird
Uh,
hearing them without, like, if I hear it without the rhythm, I'm like, I have to, like, really think about it for a
I am
second.
no, and that's the thing, like subconsciously, I'm trying to make sure I'm not like saying it, and
Yeah.
because as soon as you fall into like one rhythm or the other, it becomes pretty apparent.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to read it like spoken word or something,
Yep.
which
Trying to
reading
be a
Lil Wayne as
friend.
spoken word is kind of funny. Okay. You never credit yourself, so when you got older, it seems like you came back 10 times over. Now you're sitting here in this damn corner, looking through all your thoughts and looking over your shoulder.
Lil Wayne. This is me just completely guessing because I don't know any of these things.
This is harder than I thought it would be. Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne?
It is Lil Wayne. That is How to Love. I
Yes.
think that's the song that Bridget had mentioned earlier.
Again, clearly I don't remember it whatsoever.
All right, this is one where like, okay. Well, I quit my job so I could work all alone. Then I changed my name to Sherlock Holmes, followed some clues from my detective bag, and discovered there was red stripes on the American flag. That old Betsy Ross.
Dylan?
I have a streak. I'm worried about it. Bob Dylan?
Yeah, it's Bob Dylan.
Yes.
It's funny because the title definitely would give it away because the title is Talking John Birch Paranoid Blues, and once you get into the red stripes, like it kind of falls into place. Okay.
I was gonna say Lil Wayne with the red stripes until it said
Yeah.
Betsy Ross, and then I was like, nah, that feels like
Yeah.
funky.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I stick to the script. I memorize the lines because life is a movie that I've seen too many times.
Lil Wayne.
I hate that I don't know. Bob Dylan?
It is Lil Wayne. That is Lil Wayne's Blunt Blowin'.
I would like to point out that Bridget and I are now tied.
There you go.
Shit.
Because we've each missed one.
Damn it. All right. Keep it coming.
All right.
Oh,
Someone's got it in for me. They're planting stories in the press. Whoever it is, I wish they cut it out quick, but when they will, I can only guess.
Lil Wayne.
Dylan.
It's Bob Dylan. That is Bob Dylan's Idiot Wind.
I only guessed Dylan because it was the opposite of what you did.
All
My
right.
knowledge of Bob Dylan isn't that deep. I hope this isn't what you're going off of. I just really like Bob Dylan.
No, this is just fun. This is a lot of fun. Okay.
It's harder, like, once you get past the classics, it is harder than you think.
Yeah. No, it actually is. Like they're scared and yeah, a little bit similar. Okay. This one is literally one line. Told the judge I couldn't budge. It was him or me.
Bob Dylan.
I was about to say Dylan too.
Is that final answer?
Yeah.
What was
That
that?
is that is Hega Man by Lil Wayne. And I've only heard it a few times, but the thing is like that could be a Bob Dylan song because it's not like he never talks about like shooting and like standoffs
Oh,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
no.
Like it's a very like romantic concept in like folk music.
Yeah, like the outlaw.
Yes, exactly. Like The Outlaw and Open Highways, very Bob Dylan.
Side
Okay.
note, Bob Dylan's
Yes.
memoir is like the only
I still
memoir
need to read it.
written by like some famous musician that I have actually really loved. Because like it's the
I have
only
it
one
on
that
the
isn't like
shelf.
ghost written.
Well, his story is crazy. Like he
His
literally
story,
just like left home and just he was
yeah,
like,
like he
well,
literally
okay,
like hopped on a train car. It's kind of
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
But like
and then
yeah,
like
that's like
ended
the
up back in New
only
York.
musician memoir so like that I've attempted to read that wasn't ghost written, and it's the only one
Yeah.
I finished. That like I really truly like that man could never have picked up a guitar and he would have been just as
Oh,
famous.
yeah, no.
Anyway,
And you know he's like you know his like his lyrics are so good because he can't sing to save his life.
that's the
Like
funny thing. My sister's
he
like, yeah,
has
I
a
don't even
terrible
like
voice.
Bob Dylan can't sing.
He
I don't
can.
even like his voice. It like hearing his like it's just the price I pay to hear his lyrics.
Yeah,
Although if you listen to
yeah.
Bob Dylan for long enough, his voice grows on you.
Oh no, absolutely. Um,
I loved all those
all right.
tweets about when there was a rumor going around that Timothy Chalamet was going to play Bob Dylan in a biopic, and everyone was
That
like,
was
to all these
funny.
people asking if Timothy Chalamet can sing, bitch, can Bob Dylan? Well, hello, Nixie.
Oh, hello.
Because I just got home today, they've been like, especially her, desperately clingy.
Aw. But yeah, no, and like, they're completely right. Can he sing? No.
Oh no. But he can play guitar and he can write really good lyrics.
And we deal with it.
And we do.
Okay.
That's the price of admission. All right. You know Father Time. We all know Mother Nature. It's all in the family, but I am of no relation.
Bob Dylan.
Lil Wayne.
It is Lil Wayne, 6 foot, 7 foot. That's just so funny. All right. Sitting on the world, I got life in my hands. So these days, I try to think twice when I can.
I'm gonna
Lil
switch it
Wayne?
up and say Lil Wayne.
It is Lil Wayne. That is Lil Wayne. Okay. Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government.
Bob Dylan.
Dylan. I
Yeah,
didn't know that
Dylan.
lyric.
That is 100% Bob Dylan. All right. We got two more.
Hell yeah.
The heart of New Orleans, thumping and beating, living and breathing, stealing and feeding, peeling and leaving, killing and grieving.
Lil Wayne.
Dylan?
That is Lil Wayne. That is Lil Wayne's best rapper alive. That's one of those ones where like if you had like if you did listen to Lil Wayne a lot, it would be he's from New Orleans.
Ah,
But without knowing that, it's just like it really could go either way.
mhm.
Um, the highway is for gamblers. Better use your sense. Take what you've gathered from coincidence.
Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Wait, Bridget, what did you say?
Dylan.
Oh, yeah, it's stolen. It's all over now, baby blue. Okay, that
That's
was
another
all
song I
the
like, where as soon
quotes.
as
Yeah,
I hear it spoken, I'm like, I've never
yeah.
heard this before.
So that is those. I did also jot down some song titles.
Yeah, we can do that.
We
I got a couple
got a
minutes.
little time, right? Okay. First one, President Carter
Lil Wayne.
Dylan.
as Lil Wayne.
God, I know the one album title, The Carter.
Yeah, yeah. So that's yeah. All right. That ain't me
Dylan.
Dylan.
as Wayne. Lil Wayne.
No, it's
All
That Ain't
right.
Me, Babe,
That was
or
gonna
something
be the
similar.
next one. It ain't me, babe.
That's the
That
Bob
was the
Dylan
next
song.
one. All right. So yes, the next one is the one. Nightmares on the Bottom.
Lil Wayne?
Dylan. I'm probably just going straight Dylan.
It is Lil Wayne, yeah. All right, you got two more. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh, man.
Just gonna keep going Dylan. I'm just straight Dylan.
We've had two song titles with ain't in them, and they've gone. So
Lil
this is
Wayne?
like, is it Dylan?
I knew eventually it had to.
We'll eventually get there. Um, all right, the last one is Forever Young
Oh, Jesus.
Lil Wayne.
Bob Dylan.
as Bob Dylan.
Come on. I finally.
That one really could have gone either way.
No, it,
Yeah.
it it absolutely could have, yeah. Because I think like all modern hip hop rappers have this like I'm gonna live forever sort of mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, yeah. It's
So
one
that
of
was
the, like,
that.
when you say Lil Wayne or Bob Dylan, you're like, oh, this is gonna be so obvious. But as soon as you like read it as like just like spoken word prose,
Yeah, and there's no context.
very difficult. There's a
Mhm.
similar game which we'll have to find like some examples of. It's like Kanye Drill, like the Twitter account at DRIL, or Shakespeare, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you first think like you think it's easy,
Kanye or
but
Shakespeare.
but then you realize that like there's a drill tweet that's like, I'll face God and walk backwards into hell, and then like in Shakespeare there's like, bring me my sword, ho, and various things like that. So really is a lot more difficult than one might
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Good stuff.
But anyways, that was the game.
I love it. Absolutely excellent. 11
Awesome.
out of 10. This was a fun little episode of games and ranking, I think.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like there was kind of a cohesion of like none of it necessarily being like questions. Like we all preside over a thing that we
Yeah.
came up with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I think this was good. I think this was good after y'all won't know that because of the release schedule, like the release schedule is uninterrupted, but we did take a week off from recording for holidays because everybody was traveling and things were difficult. So this is first time recording in a week. I think we did good.
I think we did good too. Yeah.
I think we did a very good job.
Shook off all the rust.
Yeah. And now we get to do it again on Wednesday.
2 days.
Yeah. I want to see if I can rope Sasha into that one, but I am almost certain I will not be able to. But we'll see.
You guys should be proud of me. I was doing some things earlier and listening to a Beatles playlist on Spotify,
Yeah, we love to hear
Yay!
it.
randomly on shuffle.
Oh, one of the things I got for Christmas was the book at Target that accompanies the new Peter Jackson documentary.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I saw it at like Barnes and Noble or something.
I saw that in the background of the picture you sent.
Exciting, exciting. So yeah. All right. Well, we will see y'all again next week. Adios.
Bye.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening!